welcome back to the Sarai Show. As you can probably tell, I'm not having the best day. I am having a very bad day and I just cannot wait for it to be over. I'm just exhausted. I had a rough night, got very little sleep. The medication I'm currently taking, it took a really long time to figure out what worked for me to treat the symptoms that I wanted to get rid of. And so I tried several different things. We finally found something that worked. And, then getting to the right dose is a challenge. I finally have the right medication, but it's like a cocktail of very strong pills, just medication that, I take stuff for anxiety, depression, just everything. It disrupts my entire digestive system. I go hours without eating. So I have a very odd schedule. I do cybersecurity. I work from home. So I've been doing 4 consecutive days of work, but I work 10-hour days, followed by 4 days that I'm off. So it moves over by 1 day every week, if that makes any sense. So if I work Monday through Thursday this week, next week I will work Tuesday to Friday. And then the following week I would work Wednesday to Saturday. And so I'm pretty happy with that schedule because there are times when I just have to make it to appointments, and these appointments can only happen during like regular office hours. And if you have a job where you're working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 or whatever, that becomes impossible. Like you have to take PTO every time you have an appointment. And then I have my 3 dogs and vet appointments, and it's just a hassle. So I'm very fortunate to have this schedule that I have. And I was notified today that on the 18th of this month, I think, I'm going to be moving to a different shift, which will be like 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. I think it's going to be a little tough getting used to a completely new schedule. Another thing that I struggled with was not seeing enough daylight. I'm just one of those people that if I don't get enough daylight, I get depressed immediately. Unless I wake up super early, which I can never do because I don't go to bed super early, I don't really get to see a lot of daylight. I try to take short breaks throughout the day and walk the dogs around the neighborhood, but I tend to be a workaholic. And so once I'm sitting there, I'm the type of person who struggles to get up. Yesterday when I showed up, my boss revealed that I would be doing a completely different role, different tasks. So these were tasks that I've been trained on, but I'm just not as used to. I'm not as used to doing those. So I had to rely on a lot of manuals and policy, like handbooks, playbooks, that sort of thing. I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of research so I could figure out what to do. And that was just like, very draining. I barely had enough energy as it is because I haven't been getting great sleep. I have to take my medication because if you skip a day, you skip a dose because you don't want to feel nauseous. It's just, it backfires. So I prefer to just take it every single day, even if I have to like put up with the nausea. And then I ordered DoorDash and they of course messed up my order. I ordered tomato soup and they gave me this disgusting pasta salad. I don't want it. It's cold and ugh. And their grilled cheese is terrible. It's like plastic. Look at this. It's super, it looks fake. They did not give me my soup. So I found this in my pantry. I didn't even bother heating it up. I'm just so defeated today. And I've been dipping this very sad piece of whatever plastic and just kind of eating it, forcing myself to eat. It's actually not as bad as I'm making it sound. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but my medication, it almost feels like I have to choose a symptom. Like I either have a migraine or I'm depressed or too anxious, or take my medication and then I'm nauseous and I can't eat. So I've been getting into the habit of just taking my meds on an empty stomach because I just cannot eat. I will not be able to swallow anything except water. And so then I go the entire day without eating. And at the end of the day, once my appetite starts, the medication starts wearing off, my appetite comes back. That's when I eat. So I usually just have 1 meal a day, not by choice. It's not like I'm trying to fast throughout the day, but It just happens that way. But what's funny is my dogs, they eat very healthy. They eat raw food, so they have a healthy diet. I, on the other hand, am struggling. So my work week started yesterday. It was my Monday, basically. So I went into work, which means just walking into my office because I work remotely. And some lady who I've never spoken to in my life, I don't know who she is, but she's from HR, corporate, someone. She tells me that she's been trying to get a hold of me, that I was brought up as a person who could help with her investigation. And I was like, no, I cannot help you with any investigation because, number one, I have way too much work. I don't want to take a break and help you on your work when I could be doing mine. It sounded pretty serious, and it probably involved people in high positions, in leadership positions, but I just don't know who they are. I know their roles in the company, but I've never interacted with them. So this lady she wasn't pushy, but she kept asking questions like, I was told you would be a good person to talk to help with this investigation. I was like, well, who would say that? I only interact with two people, my boss and my coworker. Sometimes I call clients. So unless the investigation is about my boss or my coworker, I can't help you. Or my dogs. If you're investigating my dogs, I spent all day with them. I can help you with that. But I'm not helpful. And, it's just uncomfortable because it's impossible to do an investigation and ask questions you need to ask without giving away some of the details. And of course, she was trying not to, but she wasn't doing a very good job at it. So I was pretty stressed out about that. I don't know why. It wasn't about me. I had no role in it, but it was just weird. Valentine's is coming up, but I'm single, so which I'm oddly relieved about because I don't have to plan anything or get anyone anything. I did it anyways. I got little dog gifts for my dog nieces and some wrinkle tapes that you put on your skin. I didn't even know this was a thing, but some women don't want to get Botox. And so in order to avoid wrinkles, once they start seeing fine lines, like I have right here, they use these it's like a special tape for skin, but you put it on and you wear it overnight and it's supposed to help diminish wrinkles. I've used them and I've liked them. I don't know if it works. I haven't done it long enough to see an actual difference, but it just feels good to have a skincare regimen. It makes me feel like I'm doing self-care the right way. And my sister just got 2 new puppies, so she has been spending a lot of money on them. She's also going to get married soon, so she's, saving money for a wedding. So I got her a little Valentine's gift because she wants to try it. Not because I'm trying to insult her. She just really wants to try them. But she can't afford them, she claims. I feel like whenever I'm in a really bad mood, I just manifest. I attract more negativity. And so I want to put a stop to that as soon as I realize, oh no, I'm in a bad mood. It's almost like I fear my own inner child. No, I'm in a bad mood. It's going to be a terrible day. Instead of just changing it, growing up, being an adult. Lately, I've been trying to just, meditate, try to get out of it as soon as break the habit of the negativity as soon as I sense that it's there so that I don't continue to attract negativity. And that seems to work. But I don't think that I was negative today. I just think that I was tired. I was very sleepy. I avoided news. I avoided anything that had to do with Elon Musk or Trump or anyone that stresses me out. And I just kind of focused on work. I had to. And I also had a back and forth interaction with someone on YouTube, somebody that had commented, you brought me a little toy. Somebody that had commented on one of my videos. It was the video about DEI. And so this woman, she claimed to be a white woman because it was relevant because we were talking about DEI. And she's just very against it. And she thinks that DEI initiatives are the cause of her getting passed on for opportunities and promotions and all that. And I don't believe in any of that because I understand DEI, and she just kept insisting that there were quotas implemented by the federal government, and that's just not true. uh, and she kept saying there's a lot of people that are hired based on their age, or not their age, their race and their sex, and they're not even qualified. And to me, it just sounded so ridiculous. It's like, who is doing that? I need to go work there because apparently qualifications are not a requirement, and you don't have to perform. Results don't matter. Like, that's the kind of job I want. I just don't believe in that. I don't think that's happening. Only people that commented on the video, I think it was one of the shorts, but it was related to DEI initiatives, what they mean, what they're for, and examples in my life where I feel I have taken advantage of DEI programs or whatever initiatives. She would write long paragraphs, and then, during my little breaks, like bathroom breaks, I would just read them, try to read them really fast, and then, respond. And I'm new to YouTube, and I want to be as empathetic as I possibly can be, because I truly believe that even if someone is wrong, like way off, even if they're just factually incorrect and they believe some weird, whatever, they have weird ideas and beliefs, and if they are real to them, they're valid, right? Like, I can only see the world from my perspective. She's only going to see it from hers. And anything that disproves what you believe in is going to feel like an attack. And I understand that. So I was trying to just keep it cool. And I mean, I wasn't insulted by anything she was saying. I feel like she wasn't rude or anything, but she was implying, and there were other people chatting or commenting as well, like, well, you're taking somebody else's job who deserves it more. And I'm like, based on what? What metrics are you using? But also this idea that there are companies where their stakeholders just do not care about making money, making profit, apparently. They're just so determined to meet this quota for something that's not even mandated by the government for private companies. The idea that there are companies out there hiring these people just based on sex and race, like, what would be the point of interviewing? What would be the point in applying? Why don't you just go anywhere where you'll find a person of that color or that race and hire them on the spot? They don't need qualifications, right? So that's just a ridiculous idea. I somewhat understand what she's saying, or what a lot of people believe, which is, like, for example, me, I'm a woman in tech. There's only 2 of us on my team. And I'm pretty sure that there was a big push for encouraging women, more women in cybersecurity and technology. And so, yeah, I could have been a part of that. In fact, I'm almost certain that I was, because I barely met qualifications. I didn't have the experience, and I didn't have a degree in this. But that just gets you in the door. That gives you a chance. They're not going to give you a chance every single day you're working there and pay you a full salary with benefits. No, you have to show up. You have to put in the work. And I did. And I was just explaining to her, like, look, I understand what you're saying, but I think that I deserve my job. I work my ass off, and I wouldn't say that I deserve it more than someone else, but I am perfectly comfortable, taking my current job. My first 2 evaluations at work were terrible. They were awful because I barely met the standard. And the person that hired me, yeah, they'll give you a chance, but they're expecting you to, show up and be extremely grateful for the opportunity and work twice as hard to catch up. And that's exactly what I've had to do. I mean, I'm still doing it. But my work performance, my self-evaluations after those 2 that were really bad, they've been great. I really like my supervisor. I feel like he's the type of person that will recognize skills and, talents that individuals have. He does that with everyone, but every time I've had an evaluation with him, he's brought up like, you're a phenomenal communicator, and that's great to bring into tech, because a lot of the time people in tech only interact with computers and each other, and so it gets very geeky. But you need to be able to translate, tech talk into human, regular human conversations, and because we have a lot of clients, and you have to be able to explain things to them, and maybe they don't have the same background. And I feel like I bring a lot of things to the table that were not requirements per se for my role, but I'm also exceeding those. So it only makes me better. So I bring additional value from my diverse background, and I'm constantly trying to learn. And I think I said something in the video that rubbed her the wrong way, which was the group of people who have benefited the most from DEI initiatives are white women. And she did not like that. But I mean, that's just the truth. Overall, though, that was a lot of back and forth. I took a lot of bathroom breaks today. Some of them just because I wanted to read her response and respond back. And I was having several conversations with different people. But I think most of them were women. And I mean, who cares? We're talking about it. And honestly, I value that. I valued her time because, she was writing long paragraphs. She was writing super long paragraphs, and, she doesn't have to do that. She could just be like, ugh, whatever, you're dumb, and walk away. But no, she was engaged, and I really do appreciate that. Like, anytime you're able to have a conversation with someone you disagree with, especially when it's a subject that you're very passionate about, or something that you have very strong emotions towards, that is courage. Well, if you can do it without, becoming aggressive, that is courage. I am trying to get better at it. Ow. Oh, but the worst part about my day is I have a canker sore, and it's all the way up here. It hurts so much. Canker sores are the worst. They are so painful. You thought your day was bad. I have a canker sore, which is pretty much the worst thing that's ever happened to anyone in the world. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this very sad dinner and then take my dogs out for a walk, because we haven't done that yet. But that is all I have today. Sorry, most of the time I try to make a lot of eye contact with the camera, so it feels like we're having a conversation, but today I'm just not. I am struggling. So anyways, I hope you guys are having way better days than I am. I hope this video did not bum you out. Thank you so much for being here with me. And yeah, that's all I have.